Hey everybody, this is the Sliders Review, and I'm here today to talk to you about how to fix the Sony Spider-Man-less universe. So, Sony, they have a bunch of Spider-Man-esque movies, but they ain't got no Spider-Man in terms of live action. They do have a Spider-Man in animation, but that's just animation. Right now, people are looking for a live action, and there is none. We have had a couple of Spider-Man villain movies or supporting cast member movies, and well, I haven't seen not one of them for two main reasons. First reason, I am sick and tired of all these like solo villain movies. I don't like that. I'm old fashioned. I like the hero kicking the villain's butt. Good versus evil. And if you're gonna have a villain, stop making them an anti-hero. That defeats the purpose of them being a villain. And they take some classic villains and make them anti-heroes because for whatever reason, they can't have the hero in their movie. Now, of course, why is there no Peter Parker Spider-Man in Sony? Because Marvel is borrowing him right now. And the contract they have is that Spider-Man can't appear in the Sonyverse no more until they're done doing whatever the heck they're doing over in the MCU with Tom Holland. Now, there is a way to fix that. I'll get into that a little bit later. Now, back to the reasons why I don't watch none of these movies. I've never seen the Venom movies, not the first or the second. I refuse to see the Morbius movie. I'm not going to see Craven, and I really have no interest in Madam Web, even though I am curious just because I like their costumes, the ones that we've seen, the two costumes. Not that dude Ezekiel, whatever his name is. I don't like that costume. It's a little too CW-ish cheap on my opinion. But I like the two Spider Women costumes. But the movie from the trailer they put out looks like either a Netflix Marvel show that looks boring or just a boring CW show. And I ain't got no interest in that. But like, yeah, I'm tired of these like villain turning anti-heroes. The only reason why I watch Joker is because one, curiosity set in. Two, I just wanted to see the Joker dance around. And three, I like the Joker a lot as a villain. When it comes to Morbius, I don't care about Morbius. When it comes to Venom, well, I do like Venom, but I had to get into this second part as to why I didn't watch it. And I was really curious to know what the world everybody was talking about when everybody talking about it's an amazing movie. Everybody has to watch it. It has like high reviews and all this other stuff. Venom and Morbius did not have high reviews. Venom, the first one had mixed reviews, and the second one people seemed to not like. And Morbius, everybody seemed to hate. And the second reason why I have no interest in seeing these movies is one, there ain't no Spider-Man. I love Spider-Man. He's like probably my favorite superhero and everything. And if he ain't in these movies, then why the heck nuts or freak nuts or whatever that phrase I say, I want to see that for. Freak nuts, that's it. Like why the freak nuts I would want to see something like that for. Like I don't want to see a Spider-Man-less movie. Like what the, no. I want to see Spider-Man in his blue and red costume with the web outline, swinging on webs and all this other crap. And in the Morbius movie, we know for a fact there was a Spider-Man at some point in time because there was a drawing of him graffiti on like a wall. So we know he exists at some point. And I'm pretty sure it has the white web outline, meaning it's probably the Sam Raimi Spider-Man and stuff. But if Morbius and is like his like villain, I don't want no Jared Leto being the Morbius of that. Plus, when it comes to Morbius, like let's face it up, He's best suited for Blade. You know, Blade's a vampire, he's a vampire. Let them duke it out. I've never understood why Spider-Man went up against Morbius to begin with, although it was interesting in Spider-Man the animated series. And so, with all that said, like, how many more movies are they gonna make now without Spider-Man? Like, now we got Craven coming out and we got Madam Web, and people are just kind of like, this is stupid. Blood of a lion dripped on him. I know I don't want to see that. And as for Madam Web, what the heck exactly are they doing? Like, are they doing like a multiverse type thing? Or are all these spider women like actually in the movie? Because there are two Madam Webs in the movie, and there's also two spider women in who are called that. So it's like, okay, when it actually comes to Madam Web, I actually do like Madam Web from Spider-Man the animated series. The one like from Spider-Man the animated series is the most classic. The old woman who wears that red like outfit. She's blind, and you know, maybe she has powers, maybe she don't, maybe she can tell the future, maybe she can't. That Madam Web, you know what I'm saying? But for whatever reason, they went with a younger Madam Web. And I'm just like, why? Why not just go with an old woman? Like, she's recruiting a team of spider women. Why not just be an older woman doing that? Is Hollywood ageist or something like that? Like, I'm starting to wonder if they are or not. Because Deacon Frost from the Blade movie was supposed to be old, but they had a young guy. Justin Hammer from the second Iron Man movie supposed to be old, but he ain't. And they had a young guy, and so I'm starting to wonder. And also young hot Aunt May, like, what's that about? I've never understood that. And so it's just kind of like, you know, I would have preferred an older version that looked like that. There are two actresses I have in mind who could have played an older version, but nah, they went with the younger woman. And not only did they go with the younger woman, we still don't even get to see what her costume gonna look like. Most likely, she is probably going to wear the classic costume, just looking as young as she does for whatever stupid reason. But anyways, they got two Spider Women in here who are actually named Spider Woman in the comics. So what? Do these two women gonna go running around town called the same thing? That's gonna be confusing. Most likely they're gonna change the name of one. Now when it comes to Julia Carpenter, I actually remember her from the Iron Man animated series. And I'm glad her costume looks pretty comic book accurate, except for there's no white eyes and they're showing her ears for whatever reason. I kind of like the no white eye look. It gives more emotion to the way they look. And so, okay, like whatever. I would have never cast something Sweeney, whatever her name is, in that role. Only because she doesn't look like Julia Carpenter. Julia Carpenter is supposed to be a little bit older. You know, she looks more like a Gwen Stacy. She looks more like a Black Cat, Felicia Hardy. Like, she looks more like her, you know what I'm saying? And as for that Chanel, whatever her name is, Zoe Deschanel, I don't know her name. I ain't never watched her show. Why are they getting TV stars to be in this movie? Like, I don't get it. You gotta understand something here. The Sony movies just ain't doing it. They need to bring their A game and bring some star power to this thing. Some major star power. Not just somebody who had a show that everybody liked that I'd never seen, and another person who has huge boobs that everybody likes and everything. And it's like, that's really, you know what I'm saying? And I don't know who the other two women are. But then there's another woman, I forget her name, but she goes by something else. I don't know if they call her Silk or what, but I'm not familiar with her. And I'm not familiar with whoever the other Spider-Woman lady is with the mechanical arms. I've never seen her in animation before. And so, like, I have no interest in this. And from what people are saying about the plot, supposedly they're supposed to save Uncle Ben or a young Peter Parker or some weird thing like that. And it's just kind of like, you know, I don't know what a spider totem is. I just like a classic Spider-Man story. Spider-Man webbing around, getting those bad guys. It's not that hard. You know, it really ain't. And so, like, the way to fix all this is two ways, and it's pretty simple. First, let's just get into somewhat of a creative thing that still has not happened in live action that I want to see in live action. And that is bring in the Scarlet Spider, Ben Reilly. Hey, I mean, it's a loophole in a way, depending on what their contract says. I don't know what their contract says, but they ain't allowed to have Peter Parker or Spider-Man in their movies. Well, technically, he kind of is Spider-Man and he's kind of not. He is the clone of Peter Parker, but he shaved his head, dyed it blonde, got a little buzz cut going on, or a little flat top, whatever you want to call it, and he calls himself Ben Reilly, and he goes by the Scarlet Spider. Now, yes, at some point in time, he did go by Spider-Man, but he's mostly the Scarlet Spider. And since we know for a fact that, like, there was a Spider-Man, so this is post-Spider-Man days. A couple of years passed by. Hey, maybe the clone saga has already happened. This is how Marvel can have their Peter Parker and Sony can have their Ben Reilly. And it's the best of both worlds. We can finally get a Spider-Man in like the Sony verse and everything. And people love Ben Reilly. People love the costume of the Scarlet Spider. I fell in love with it when I saw it in the 90s in the animated series. And I've been wanting to see it in live action ever since. But hey, if they don't want to go that route, there are some other routes they should have went instead of what they did in their movies. Venom. Venom is only fun when he has Spider-Man to like beat up and everything. And, you know, because I don't like how they changed the origin. Keep it classic. Keep it Spider-Man gets that black suit. And then, you know, it makes him go evil. Then he gets rid of it. And here comes Venom. And here comes Eddie Brock. But you know what? Eddie Brock is tired. He's old. We need some new blood. You know what they should have done? They should have went the Agent Venom route. Yes, Flash Thompson, the guy who picked on Peter Parker growing up and idolized his secret identity of Spider-Man. And with that, he went into the military. Let's say, you know, he was just a punk all his life, picking on people, picking on Parker. He's not that smart. He had to go into the military. And of course, what happened in the comics when he went into the military? He lost his legs. After that, they experimented with the Venom symbiote, and he can only wear it, I think, for like 24 hours or something like that, or an hour or something like that. They alter it so it won't like take over his emotions and turn him evil. And when he dons the suit, it's like military fatigues with like he can make guns and all this other stuff. And then you can have your anti-hero. He can do like kind of like, I don't know, just some kind of like military Punisher type thing working for S.H.I.E.L.D. No, they can't use S.H.I.E.L.D. Working for somebody, all right? Working for the government. Why not? They could have went that route. It's different, it's new, and it would have been fresh. And if they didn't want to go that route and wanted to go the Eddie route, they could have just went anti-Venom. And hey, why not? And then he could have went anti-Venom, already bonded with Spider-Man and everything. He could have, like, you know, taken out the symbiotes or something like that. Who else? Morbius. Like I said before, you ain't gonna have Blade, ain't no point in having Morbius. But you know what you can do with Morbius? You can go the Spider-Man animated route and bring in Felicia Hardy, the Black Cat, and make it a love movie. He's a vampire who thirsts for blood, and he doesn't want to be around Felicia because he might harm her. She's in love with him, but she can't be him. It's kind of like a Romeo and Juliet thing. And so, like, you know, maybe they clash, maybe they fight, or maybe they're just a romantic duo taking out other people, but can't physically be with each other, and it's too hard for them. That emotional turmoil would have been great for a movie. And then we have Kraven. Well, what can you do with Kraven? Well, you can also go the Spider-Man animated route. maybe Maria Crawford took the serum that made Sergey the way he was, after Sergey became clean. And then she goes on, like, this rampage, maybe a murderous rampage, where she's trying to take over the city or a jungle or something like that. Or maybe she wants to turn people into hybrids as well. And he has to don his costume one more time and try to take her out. But he's not going to take the serum. He has to fight her with his regular man strength. They could have done that. Why didn't they do that? Like, why? Why didn't they do something like that? Shit, I seriously, like, I'm thinking of all this cool stuff. I should be working in Hollywood, man. Alrighty, well, I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.